All right, so we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. Let's get into it.
Let's go, team!
At a glance, it's pretty easy to get an idea of what Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind is. A co-op arcade-style beat-em-up with gorgeous sprite art, bearing some very clear similarities to 2022's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, all the way down to the naming convention. However, after kicking, punching, and morphing through the first 2 episodes, I'm happy to report that it's more than just a palette swap, and developer Digital Eclipse clearly understood the assignment, but also wasn't afraid to get creative in the margins.
I like that.
For starters, the premise is a fun fan-fictional remix. In the far-off year of 2023, Robo-Rita Repulsa, who apparently has the same plastic surgeon as Frieza, is facing defeat by Angel Grove's teenage protectors. Assuming these are the same Rangers from the original series, they're at least in their late 40s at this point. Either way, that's a non-issue because Robo-Rita decides to travel back in time and join forces with her younger, less cybernetically augmented self to put an end to her enemies back when they were still in high school.
Well, that's a nice little twist there.
Of Easter eggs and fan service, but Robo-Rita isn't going back in time just to make the same mistakes all over again, so Rita's Rewind is really more of a remix. Anyone who knows the original series inside and out is in for some surprises. For instance, a boss fight against Chunky Chicken, an early Monster of the Week villain from the first season, has a second phase where an additional poultry-themed enemy appears, Turkey Jerk, who appeared in the second season. It's a cute joke at face value, but the deep-cut reference here is that in the original series, Chunky Chicken's costume was repainted and retooled to make turkey jerks, so basically the analog kaiju suit version of a palette swap.
Hey, let's a fall party.
I remember these episodes.
Like I said, the team at Digital Eclipse did their homework.
This is cool.
If you've ever played a side-scrolling beat-em-up, you're already familiar with the core gameplay.
Choose your ranger.
Up to 5 players team up, locally or online, and gradually move their favorite Power Ranger towards stage left.
Good luck, Rangers.
Our heroes have to stop about every 20 feet to beat the crap out of a small army of Rita Repulsa's goons, like Putty Patrollers and Tango Warriors, as well as any trash can, crate, or mailbox that looks like it might have health-restoring junk food hidden inside.
Typical beat 'em up.
Combat is one basic attack that can be combined with directional inputs to string together some rudimentary combos, plus one ultimate attack that can be activated when a meter is full. The ultimate attacks are appropriately over the top, and triggering one for the first time put a huge grin on my face. If I was 7 years old, I would have been jumping up and down on the couch and immediately kicked out of this preview event.
Nah, that's fire. These are ultimate attacks of fire.
Periodically, a Putty Patroller will show up holding an enormous cylinder with a green crystal in it, and if the Rangers don't destroy it in time, it'll trigger an explosive time warp effect that deals damage but also rewinds the game to moments earlier, a la Braid. The game's visuals generally do a really good job creating the illusion that this is a retro game, all the way down to a CRT filter. The time warp effect breaks this illusion in a really cool way, making it seem for a moment like you're playing on an arcade cabinet that is about to short circuit and maybe electrocute you. Where Rita's Rewind really sets itself apart from Shredder's Revenge is its superscalar levels, which shake up the 2D side-scroller formula with fast-paced pseudo-3D sequences reminiscent of classic Sega arcade games like Outrun or Afterburner, or the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 technology. As much fun as beat-em-ups are, these act as nice palette cleansers between levels, and they're really cleverly utilized in the context of Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's a nice change of pace.
The original television show regularly followed a pretty familiar format. A monster of the week would appear, and after the Rangers seemingly defeated said monster in hand-to-hand combat, Rita Repulsa would utter those infamously suggestive words, "Make my monster grow," at which point the fight would continue on a much larger scale, with the Rangers first making use of their individual Dinozords before inevitably joining them together to form the Dino Megazord and save the day. Rita's Rewind is broken up into episodes. The first one featured 2 stages of inter-city beat-em-up gameplay, culminating in a boss fight against Goldar on a rooftop. After he was sufficiently burned by light-for-clad teens, Robo-Rita supersized him and he flew off. A brief cutscene showed the Rangers hopping into Zords, and the next sequence was a 3D shoot-em-up, which was immediately reminiscent of the original Star Fox on Super NES. This is fitting since Star Fox was released the same year Rita's Rewind takes place, and also when Power Rangers was at peak popularity, so this serves up a nice double dose of nostalgia. After using
if I could buy this in a cabinet, I will buy it so fast. Like this in the Ninja Turtles game, and like maybe the X-Men game too. I know there's like different properties, different companies own this stuff, but man, this game is like so nostalgic, and it's really bringing me a lot of a lot of joy right now. I'm not gonna lie.
The Zords to blow up a generator in some suspicious mining operation while dodging lasers, the moment had arrived. It was time to form the Dino Megazord. But wait, hold on. The same lingering question that I had after so many Power Rangers episodes growing up also applies to Rita's Rewind. How do multiple people cooperatively pilot a single humanoid mech? I'm still not sure what the canonical explanation is, but in the case of the video game, it takes a cue from a very different type of couch co-op, passing a controller back and forth when someone dies or beats a level. After a satisfyingly low-poly transformation sequence, the perspective shifted to the Dino Megazord's cockpit, squared up to duke it out with Goldar Punch-Out style.
More phenomenal.
Rather than Goldar having a conventional health bar that's depleted, the Dino Megazord's power sword is instead displayed at the top of the screen with several small sections running along the blade. Landing enough punches against Goldar will gradually fill one of these sections up, at which point it's the next Ranger's turn. Conversely, a player's turn will also end abruptly if Goldar lands an attack.
Okay.
Completely filling all the meters all the way up will activate the power sword, which is then used to finish off the bad guy with a quick time event where everyone cooperatively button mashes, which evidently caught some of us off guard when we were capturing this gameplay.
I dig it.
Nobody actually has to pass the controller around, it just switches between players, but the idea is the same. It's entirely possible a similar solution for cooperative Zord piloting has been implemented in one of the many Power Rangers games released in the last 30 years, but I still thought it was a clever solution. Waiting your turn might not be as fun as getting to drive the Megazord yourself the whole time, but if you're playing with friends, you'll likely find yourself cheering each other on or groaning when they take a hit.
Yo, this team is genius. Whoever came up with this game, the team, hats off to them. They really took all the elements of like old school gaming and arcade gaming and slapped it into a modern console experience. I really dig that.
Episodes, the Rangers change into their civvies and regroup at the Angel Grove Youth Center. While knocking back a few cold ones at Ernie's Juice Bar, they can listen to Bulk and Skull take credit for defeating the previous episode's villains. In case Rita's Rewind wasn't arcadey enough already, playable arcade cabinets can also be unlocked for the Youth Center. We got to see Drive Bomber, a made-up racing shmup hybrid in which a car can launch bombs into its own path and will promptly explode if it drives over them, which is hilariously difficult and also entirely optional.
Now, I'm sure there's achievements attached to that, I'm sure.
Controls-wise, the basic beat-em-up combat is very satisfying, though at times it can be hard to tell what's going on when the screen is flooded with enemies. It was chaotic with 3 of us playing, and I imagine the full 5-person team is borderline comical. The driving sequences are appropriately hectic, while the Megazord boxing match is a bit clunky, but so is the source material. Serious gamers with a trained eye for hitboxes and frame data may find something to nitpick, but ultimately, that's missing the point. Rita's Rewind is a game for people chasing that high of renting the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Super Nintendo game and staying up too late trying to beat it at a sleepover.
Okay, we got
That's a fact.
Or for people who grew up wishing there was a Power Rangers arcade cabinet at their local pizzeria, wedged between the Uncanny X-Men and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yo, those special attacks are so fire.
Despite Power Rangers' rise to popularity in the heyday of arcade beat-em-ups, it somehow never got a proper one. From what I've seen of Rita's Rewind so far, Digital Eclipse is making a valiant and long overdue effort to remedy that, and best of all, you don't have to go ask your mom for quarters every time you die. For another look at an upcoming throwback...
Now, I was going to ask if they had the Green Ranger in there, but it looks like they do. It looks like you unlock him later on or something like that. That's dope. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this game. And I wonder when it drops. Let's check out when it drops, because it didn't give no release date there. Let me double check. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. It's probably out already for all I know. Mighty Morphin Rita's Rewind. Save 15%. Pre-order. Oh, it's only going to be $30? That's tough. I love that. Because this is definitely not a $60 game. December 10th, perfect. December 10th, only going to be $30. Well, hold on, $24.99. Or does that say $34.99? Looks like that says $34. Yeah, $34.99. So, yeah. Definitely going to be looking. I might get it for Steam so I can play it on my Steam Deck. I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck can run this. But yeah, this is looking dope. Very, very nostalgic. Like I said earlier, it takes all of the elements of arcade gaming, local co-op gaming, and just classic beat 'em up style games, and puts it in a package that, to me, for what I can see so far, doesn't look like boring or cookie cutter. Like they really put some effort into it, you know. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to this game. Definitely going to cop when it comes out. Probably do some content on it. Maybe might even stream it. Who knows? Just y'all keep an eye out for that, all right? But let me know how y'all feel about this game. Are you as excited as I am? Do you think this is just nostalgia bait? Let me know down in the comment section, all right? So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.